guys, Adam Fenig here with Fenig Equipment. You're tuned into the Talking Shed. Hey, today we're in the shop and I want to go over some things I get a lot of questions on regarding closing wheels. Poly Spike Twister closing wheels to be exact. I want to talk those over with you guys. Of course, you guys have seen the Poly Spike Twister. It's the most popular closing wheel in the market, the most cost effective, and the best closing wheel for all types of scenarios. I've tested it in no-till, conventional, minimum till, strip tillage, and it has shined in all of them. Beck Studies stamped this thing PFR proven a while back, and it continues to shine. The most cost-effective and most efficient closing wheel on the market. So we sell these in pairs, as you guys know. When you call in and price them, we give you that price as a set of 2 wheels. $225 a row. That's for 2 wheels, okay? And I always get the question, hey Adam, can I just put 1 wheel on per row and use my rubber closing wheel on the other? My neighbor down the road's doing that. What do you think about that, Adam? Well, you know, in the past we've done a lot of that. We've sold you a cast closing wheel that's got a long spike on it, and then you put your factory closing wheel on the other side, and it works just fine. That long spike wheel is fairly aggressive, and it can work in conjunction with this. But I'll tell you why I like to tread lightly in that scenario with the Poly Twisters. And it's several reasons. We're going to start off with, as you know, the secret behind the Twister is the shorter spikes. Those shorter spikes are more blunt. They're not real sharp, and in fact, believe it or not, they're not really designed to penetrate very deep. Okay, so that brings up our first issue. If these wheels are not designed to penetrate, and you hold it up next to your factory rubber wheel, if these wheels aren't going in the ground, if these poly spikes are not bottoming out on this rim as you go across the field, then you're going to have wheels that are 2 different diameters. If you look, you center them up, that Poly Spike Twister has a larger diameter because your outer wheel is not actually the rim. It's actually this outer row of spikes. Because it's not designed to really penetrate very deep, especially in no-till and hard soils, you're not going to get this thing to penetrate. We don't want it to, because the key is very little down pressure. So when you're using little down pressure with this wheel, it doesn't fully penetrate. So we also know that this wheel is not very aggressive. It's not going to tear up dirt. It's not going to throw seed because the spikes are blunt and short. They're made to walk right on the edge of that furrow. That being said, 1 wheel is not aggressive enough by itself to close the seed trench. We need 2 wheels because you take one off and you're running a wheel that's not really aggressive. We need 2 of these poly spikes side by side, 1.25 inch gap, bottom to bottom in between these 2 spikes, 1.25 inch, running right on the side, right on the edge of that furrow to break down that sidewall compaction and tuck that seed down in there tight. Those are the 2 main reasons why I feel we need to run 2 poly spike closing wheels per row. Yes, in some scenarios you can maybe get by with 1, but we use these wheels the most when it gets tough. And when it gets tough, you're going to want 2 wheels on per row. So I suggest buying them by the pair, putting them on 2 per row, and you're going to get along just fine. So that's what we're talking about today, the Yetter Poly Spike Twister wheels from Yetter Manufacturing. Thanks for tuning in.